Good day, everyone, and welcome to a video about a really disturbing topic this time. There was a movie named Soylent Green, which I haven't seen all of, but I saw enough of it to know what it's all about and to know what the point of it was from the evil ones, to let us know what they're either planning to do or are already doing. So I got a comment to my last video. Said, I was just thinking about assisted offing yourself. Got to even be careful with that word. The censorship now is nuts. I was just thinking about assisted offing yourself and how it is being discussed here in the UK. It is indeed, in the UK Parliament. It is indeed, and it's the same playbook they've used here. They're going to go through all the Five Eyes nations, and they're going to go through all Europe, and yeah, they're going to spread this everywhere. And also how this topic was shown in the film Soylent Green. And he says, and now this video shows up my notifications. Well, that's a few different topics. We got the YouTube reading your mind topic in there too. YouTube, just to mention something really quick here before I get into the main topic. So I've lost most of my teeth through surgery. I had, there was one surgery I had that I had 8 teeth removed. And I've only got a few teeth left, not very many. It's going to be very soon. I will require getting dentures. Well, suddenly, 2 days ago, denture videos about wearing them and the Fix-A-Dent or whatever, the stuff you use to keep them in there, and what life is like after getting dentures and blah, blah, blah. My feed is inundated with this for the last 2 or 3 days, and I definitely never mentioned a word about it, but I have been thinking about it the last couple days because, well, for various reasons. Anybody who still doesn't believe YouTube can read our minds, incorrect. It is totally reading our minds using what is called a semantic decoder. But that's for another video. I've already done videos on that. This video is going to be about the idea of Soylent Green. Okay. Now, celebrities have made references to this in interviews. One famous person, I don't know who she was, I didn't know her, but she was an actress, on this big talk show on TV, and she got asked a question about a video she'd made, saying that if she was in a restaurant and they offered her human meat, would she eat it? And she said, oh yeah, I want to try it. She wanted to do it. She wanted to be a cannibal. So they actually asked her on this talk show about that, and she's like, oh, I knew I was going to have to answer for that. Well, yeah, claiming you'd like to be a cannibal. Really sick. I mean, all through the ages, cannibalism was not accepted. Just wasn't. And people were doing it, but it was considered totally horrific and always illegal. I mean, I think there's a few tribal societies where they allow it because that's what they've always done and there's no one there to stop them. But, man, I don't even eat animals anymore. I stopped doing that years ago, except for fish. I do eat fish. But the idea of eating another human being is just... If that isn't nasty to you, get some help. That's really what I'm going to say. Get some help. If eating your own species is not nasty to you, in your mind, when you think about it, go get some help. There's something wrong with you. Completely. Okay? That's twisted. Absolutely twisted. Okay? And we shouldn't eat our pets either, or, like I say, I don't even really believe in eating cows and chickens, and I had to stop because I just like animals too much and couldn't eat it without thinking about what I was doing, and it bothered me. But the thought of eating another person, wow, we're really stepping into twisted cuckoo's nest kind of thoughts with that. Now, why do I believe this is already happening? There's one thing that really, I'm going to make a bit of a joke in here, not trying to be, in poor taste, but just you can't help but make this joke. It's not a joke, okay? I won't make a joke out of it because it's not funny. But in China, does anybody realize that the population of China has shrunk immensely to the point that there's empty cities, okay? Beijing itself, which was a bustling, busy, crowded place, not anymore. Some cities are ghost towns. There's nobody there. The stores are closing up. The factories are closing down. They're abandoning factories full of raw materials and some finished products there that were already completed. They just abandoned them and took off. Is that a bad sign? I'd say. And the few people that are left are literally making videos, walking around going, where is everybody? Where did everybody go? Well, we all know that people like to go out and get Chinese food, don't they? Now, that's the extent of the joke I'm going to make here. It's not a joke at all. I honestly believe that is part of it. There are just a lot of missing humans, and I mean a lot of them. I've, gone through different theories. Have they been zapped into another dimension where they all just disappeared and made into Soylent Green? There's a lot of missing people, and I mean a lot. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of missing people that are just gone. Maybe even upwards of 1 billion people or more. I don't know. No one knows the number. Then I watch these channels called Seconds of Horror is one of them. Minutes of Horror is another one he has. And he's got, I think, 4 or 5 channels, and they're all pretty much the same style. And he looks for really twisted, weird stuff on the internet and then, makes a video about that. And there's been a lot of his content about videos being made where people are going to McDonald's. It's especially McDonald's. The McRib, I think, was the big one. No one has ever seen any kind of regular rib meat with the same texture as this McRib now has. I saw people on there pulling it apart like an elastic, and some weird textures going on. It's mostly at McDonald's. And then people talk about the flavor of it. This don't taste right. This don't taste like beef at all. This don't taste like chicken at all. And they show it, and it doesn't look like beef or chicken either. It looks like something I've never seen before. Something I've never seen cooked, anyway. Just take that movie, Soylent Green. We know everything they do to us. They show us. They make a movie about it. They show us exactly what they're going to do or what they're already doing. And then we've got some really twisted videos that came from, I think it was the WEF, actually, where they literally talked about a lack of food in the world, a famine, a possible famine, and the idea of eating humans. Not only that, using humans to make fertilizer. Okay? As people die off because there's not enough food to feed everybody, they're going to take those humans and grind them up and recycle them into agriculture. These people are twisted. These people are twisted. They're not doing this out of necessity or for practical reasons. They're doing this to be evil to us. They have a hatred for us. And they like to do really sick shit to us. Like feed us bugs. That's another thing they've been doing. They changed the name of these crickets, or they're using some big, long scientific name for them that no one knows what it is. But certain products, crickets, there's crickets in them. Certain crackers, certain potato chips, whatever. If they're potato chips, they might not be potatoes at all. There might be something else in crickets. So, goes right along with the assisted offing yourself, doesn't it? It's real twisted stuff, folks. Anybody who goes to McDonald's or any of those places now, you're really taking your own chances, because there's a lot of talk of this. Okay, all you got to do is go online and search for that. People thinking McDonald's is serving human meat. I believe at least some of them probably are. They're at least testing the waters, and because they always test everything, they better test it all. How are humans going to fare eating themselves? Well, we'll have to serve it to them for a few months and see, and they will. If you eat at McDonald's, I'm telling you, you got more trust in the evil ones than I got, because I've seen enough now. Watch Minutes of Horror or Seconds of Horror, any of his channels. He's done a lot of videos on this. There are a lot of people going to these fast food places all of a sudden, and they don't like what they're seeing. It doesn't even smell right. Now, I don't have any personal experience because I won't go near those places. I don't eat meat other than fish. And I have to have a real fish fillet. I don't eat anything that says it's fish, and I can't identify it for sure. I like it to have the skin and everything still on it. I want to see a fish. Okay, then I'm content. Other than that, I don't like to eat anything like that because Soylent Green. It's funny how I made a video about the Pokey Pokes and how there could be a connection between those and the assisted offing yourself program. And then I get this comment, just thinking about assisted offing yourself and how it is being discussed here in the UK Parliament and how this topic was shown in the film Soylent Green. So now we have a three-way connection. We have Pokey Pokes, and also we're going to include technology in that, microwave beam weapons and things like that. Mind control tech, nanotech. The Pokey Pokes have nanotech in them. We know that. The first guy to discover it made a video about it and was murdered later that afternoon. That happened about 3 years ago. He showed nanotech. He had the gear, the equipment to prove it's in there. And he was literally dead, I think, the same day that he posted the video. He was gone. So we have that. Then we have the assisted offing yourself programs that are being spread all around the world, which are modeled after Nazi programs. Planned Parenthood are the masterminds of it, but Nazis are the ones who tried to implement it. And then we have the idea of Soylent Green. a movie that is very prophetic. There's no question that movie was prophetic. Just keeps building, and it's all part of the same thing. They're trying to figure out what to do with us, with our bodies, and how can they use us as a resource without just wasting us. They don't want to just burn us, in a furnace, and that's a waste. There must be something we can use this for. You don't cut all the steaks off a cow and then throw out the skin. You make leather goods out of it, right? So how do we even know that our flesh hasn't been used in handbags or something? Because, again, that's something the Nazis did. There was reports that they made lampshades, gloves, slippers, things like that out of people. Sick, demented shit. But there's real evidence that that happened. And I think we can keep an eye on this for that reason again. That's what I think they're doing, folks. So that's enough of this twisted topic, but I had to, as the comments come in and they fit in the puzzle, I like to put them in there. So let me know what you think of that. Give me another comment. If you got a fourth piece to it, give me another piece and we'll put it all together. It all fits together. They are looking to use us as resources. They don't want anything to go to waste. And they really enjoy doing sick, demented shit to us and laughing at us behind our back because we don't know what they're doing. That is sport to these guys.